Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. For those of you that are new here, I am a professional intuitive empath. A little sip of espresso. It's the afternoon, and we're doing a truck chat. Listen, this is a download for some of you guys today. Not my story, so this is for someone out there. When they break up with a person, and then they want to reconcile with you, let's do a quick question and answer, ladies. Are you available for the reconciliation? I'll give you a second to think about that. Now, everybody has different cases and there are extenuating circumstances. But if you dealt with a third-party situation, I'm going to give you the answer. It's no. You're not available for reconciliation after someone else's toxic or whatever relationship didn't work out. You are nobody's fallback, divine feminine, sweet empath, intuitive empath, light worker. You are nobody's second best. This is the great lesson of the empath, is self-worth. Yeah? The great lesson of the empath is understanding who you are and loving yourself enough not to settle for breadcrumbing or second best, or for someone to go taste and see the delights of the world and then return to you once they've sampled and realized that maybe it was rotten. Okay? So that was just the thing that came in as I was working with clients earlier. That was a running theme, and there are themes in every day. And the theme today was, should I return just because they now are done playing with whomever they were playing with, or they found out that the grass wasn't greener, or, okay? It is not your job to soothe, to heal, or to take back anybody. Now, let me offer you another thing to think about here, a little bit of food for thought. If you've done your work in a separation, you will no longer vibrationally be aligned. It's not about being petty. It's not about getting someone back. It's not about any of that. The best time for a reconciliation, even if it's with a toxic person, is usually within the first 1 to 2 months. Because by that time, we haven't solidified whatever the story is in our brain. And even if it was toxic, we are more amenable to a reconciliation. After things have solidified, if you've gone 4 months, like some clients today had, or 6 months, or a year or 2 years, this is not something that you will be able to align. Let's talk about why. If you're dealing with specifically the ever-dreaded soulmate-ish relationship, especially if it was a karmic soulmate, you will have evolved past that. You'll have done your work, and there's really nothing to chat about. Again, this is not about being petty. This isn't about one-upmanship. This is about just kind of knowing that you're bad at life in the best way. That you're a baddie at B, as the kids would say. That you are of high value, and that you deserve to have someone who values you. Now, another thing to think about is, what were you getting? What were you not getting in the previous incarnation and relationship? Again, not my story. However, when I think back to toxic dynamics, friendships, relationships, I remember feeling a certain level of malnourishment regarding emotional connectivity, clarity, and communication. Very King of Swords energy if you read tarot, meaning ice cold narcissistic energy. So reconciliation for some of you, if you were dealing with similar circumstances, what are you going back for? Because part of the journey in separating from any connection like that is to love yourself and then manifest and call in love that validates you, that has clarity. Okay? So that's the thing that I wanted to drop into your spirits today. Just because you're done playing doesn't mean that they now have a fallback. I always tell you guys this, that I could give you what I feel in my body for anybody who's ever tried me in any capacity, because there is zero compassion. I know that my situation, again, different than yours, and this is not my story. I have zero idea or understanding or anything regarding my story. this is for some of you guys out there, but I wish I could just give you my energy, because not in 10,000 years, yeah? For me, that's just me. It just, I'm appalled. Even still appalled that anybody would ever think that they could even come talk to me about anything. Couldn't ask me for a stick of gum. That's me. And that's what I wish I could pass on to a lot of you that are still very soft and squishy, that you haven't developed the exoskeleton. I want you guys to get armadillo strong and even scorpionic strong. Because the thing about scorpionic energy is that exoskeleton is protecting very soft and vulnerable insides. And the same with the armadillo. So I want you to protect yourself, guys, and know that until you have told yourself the real version, not the fairy tale rose-colored glasses version of your friendship, your romance, whatever you had, then and only then can you consider can we have a conversation? Because whomever is returning needs to be at the same level as you are at. They can't come back with the same fraggle-knackle BS, talking to you crazy and not giving you whatever it is that you may need. Some of us have discerned that whomever we may have left in the past literally is unable and an imbecile. They're not really capable of that. But some of you guys have told me your stories and said that your person was more compassionate or more emotionally available or not as cruel as some of the ones that some of us have dealt with, right, in this community. And so I want you to, it's case by case, but the overarching answer specifically if there was abuse, narcissistic abuse or anything, is it's not a game. No makeup sex, no high five, no smoke sesh, no chill vibe, no pain and sit is worth it. No intense conversation sitting by the ocean somewhere. None of it's worth it. Because the truth is, it's a fleeting moment that for the most part will be pacifying and absolving. They will see it as an absolution of whatever their sins are. And a lot of narcissists really just want to get back in to see if they still have the same pull. For me, y'all know my story. Absolutely not. But it's nothing I have to think about or white knuckle anymore. I've talked to you in previous videos about white knuckling regarding not communicating. That happens in the first couple months, and that's why I said that is this window that you have if you're going to do it. So if someone hasn't made their way back to you to give you a proper communication and apology, then they've just voted themselves out. They are the weakest link. Goodbye. That's how I need you guys to start thinking about that. If someone didn't love, care, or value enough to communicate, then whatever goes to pot or to ish, and it will. Guys, it just is inevitable. It's a karmic rule that whatever thing was cultivated, even if it was on the back of you, if someone was using your energy to cultivate something, especially if it was on the back of you, it will disintegrate or implode or blow up in such a spectacular way that it will be unforgettable for anybody that witnesses it, and also for the person that may have betrayed you. A spectacular disaster. A series of unfortunate events, minus Lemony Snicket's charm. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to be in that. Also, a little cautionary tale for reconciling with someone who may have put you in a third party. If the residue of the person that they put you in the third party with is still on them, you want no parts. People need to heal properly. An empath, they need to heal without using you as a crutch and without siphoning your energy like vampires. When you broke up or got broken up with or did the breakup or whatever happened in your case, whether it's a family dynamic, a friend dynamic, or a romantic dynamic, who put you back together again, Humpty Dumptys? You put you back together again. You, your angels, your spirit team, God, you put you back together again. A few friends, a handful of people that maybe cared about you. So why on earth would you help somebody else put themselves back together? That is reserved for friends and people that truly have poured into you. But there is nothing else to withdraw from the bank of emotions once someone has betrayed you. There's really, to me, no coming back. That just is how my chart is built. That is my personal ministry as a Leo and a Taurus. I have a Leo sun and a Taurus moon. If you fuck me over, that's a wrap for life. If I feel like I've talked to you several times about something and you don't value me enough to change the behavior without being manipulative and lying, I will never extend my empathetic energy to assist you with anything. Now, I don't say that you guys have to be cruel about this, but that's just the way that I'm built. It's not cruel, it's matter of fact. If you're not appreciated, duly make a note of that and then disembark and make sure that you don't return, because if you do, you will in fact again get burned. You guys get it? Because someone who hasn't done their own work, healed themselves, put themselves back together, someone who can't articulate, someone who is incapable of proper communication is only going to bring down who? Your vibration. Empath. Someone like that is only going to make you doubt yourself if you're not solid. And so if you're solid, you get to the point where communication can't even happen, because you already know what comes at the back end of that. A user and manipulator never changes their stripes, they just change their strategy. Okay? I'm giving you guys some good food today, so pay attention to that. They do not change their stripes, they change their strategy. And that means, can I come at you from a different angle? Can I get in this way? Some of you guys, and myself, this is my story, were treated so terribly by somebody who absolutely devalued and did not appreciate whatever contributions you had made to their life, that it's almost laughable to consider any reconciliation. Once I got past the pain last year, I laughed. I spent a good week just thinking of things and laughing. And I want you guys to get there, because it's absurd. It's like, oh, I get it. I get who they were. I get who I am not. I get who they will never be. I get who I will never return back to being. And I want to pass that along to you. So consider deeply reconciliation, especially third-party betrayal. It's a no for me, dog. As Randy would say, it's a not for me, dog. It's a no for me. Unequivocally, 1,050%. I don't need to kumbaya or high five, and I wish that you guys could take that in for yourself so that you stay energetically alive and you thrive. Because the energy vampires are tricky. They only need a conversation in order to siphon that from you, to steal your energy. Don't let anybody steal your power. You work too hard to get it back, right, guys? You work too hard to get it back. You had to heal on your own. You had to heal without answers. You had to heal without help. You had to heal without clarity. You had to heal without any love. You had to heal without hugs. You had to heal without kindness. You had to heal without affection, communication. The list can go on and on. Just insert whatever you didn't get, what need was not met. And then remember that they do not now get to come back to you because they perceive you as a safe bet. Anybody that goes into that situation, it's not always the case, because there are some people that get married to that third party and then you have to stick it out and stay with them. But anybody that goes into that situation, guys, definitely understood that you were the safe bet. And that may have been what drove them away, in that they felt it was too safe. Maybe they were bored. There are various things. Remember that when they come back. Are you any more exciting? You know what's exciting is that your energy imprint has changed. Your energetic DNA has shifted. That's what's exciting. You get it? This reminds me of Alanis Morissette. She says in one of her songs, he says, like any, this must be really good because we just got a beep as confirmation as I'm driving here. Like any uncharted territory, I must seem greatly intriguing to you. Understand that the reason that a narcissist or an ex or a third-party betrayer returns is because you have shifted your energetic vibration. Now you're new, you're hot, you're interesting. They might perceive you as more sexy, attractive, desirable, all of the things that they had devalued that were always there in you and devalued you to your face, specifically, tried to disgrace you. Now you're in uncharted territory and you are greatly intriguing. We know that Alanis wrote from a place of understanding about love addiction because she spoke about it on several interviews. I can think of Oprah for one. That love addiction will have you do crazy things, but it gave her a perspective about relationships and people that wanted to love her, bed her, or have her, or rehab her again once they had broken up. Like any uncharted territory, I must seem greatly intriguing to you. When she wrote it about the initial pursuit that happens when someone is just hot on your tail or love bombing you. and then it turns into snail activity, remember that was a dynamic in your relationship. You were carrying it, you were doing the heavy lifting, and they were devaluing you, diminishing you, and malnourishing and starving you. But now they want to come back. Like any uncharted territory, you now seem greatly intriguing to them. But your position, empath, is to never let them in again. Let them gawk from afar, let them lurk, let them stalk, let them do whatever it is that makes their little hearts happy, but they can never get close again. Because they made it perfectly clear to you that they not only didn't want to be close, they didn't want to be maybe your lover, maybe they didn't want to be your friend, and they were unkind. There are many ways, you know what they say, 50 ways to leave a lover or friend or family dynamic. Cruelty is a choice that people make. It is not the only way. People that are irresponsible, irrational, mentally ill, sick, unkind, cruel, and narcissistic will choose cruelty because they traffic in schadenfreude, which is the enjoyment of another's pain, and it brings you pleasure. These are sadistic people, and they can never ever get close again, okay? That's your message from your angels. Remember the truth of the situation, not just what you wanted it to be. Because they will try to come back and they will get on bended knee and they'll say they loved you and now they know. But if you give them an entrée, parlez-vous, when they ask, s'il vous plaît, can I enter please? Please know they will always go. Either back to the terrible behavior or back to the toxic vibration because you two are out of alignment. And that's the thing that you need to face, that your angels say. It's time to face it. You no longer vibrate in the same kind of way. And so, whatever they're wanting, it's not going to happen on this or any other day. Love you guys so much. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together.